The Ipsos Social Research Institute produces a climate change report every year. We survey over 1,000 adults from across Australia about their views and opinions on climate change. It seems that Australians have quite mixed feelings about climate change. On one hand, there's quite a bit of concern amongst the community about the implications. However, there is a significant proportion who are quite sceptical about claims made around climate change. Our survey found that the overwhelming majority of Australians, 92%, think that climate change is occurring. Only 4% said that they didn't think there was any such thing as climate change. We asked Australians what things they thought caused climate change. The most commonly mentioned causes were greenhouse gas emissions from industry, 59%, the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation, both 54%, and motor vehicle emissions, 49%. The majority, 88%, think that human activities contribute to climate change. Only 5% think that climate change is caused entirely by natural processes. Just over half, 56%, said that they thought that Australia was already being affected by climate change. The future is even more uncertain. 61% agreed that climate change poses a serious threat to our way of life over the next 100 years. However, this has significantly decreased since last year, when 67% agreed. The survey was conducted in late November 2011, which marks a really interesting point in time regarding the carbon tax. The Australian government passed the Clean Energy Future legislation on the 8th of November 2011. However, the fixed price on carbon isn't due to come into effect until the 1st of July 2012. This leaves Australians anticipating how the carbon tax is likely to affect their households and indeed the Australian economy as a whole. The majority of Australians, 53%, thought that their households would be worse off as a result of the carbon tax. The same proportion also thought that the Australian economy would be negatively affected by the carbon tax. When asked who should be mainly responsible for addressing climate change, the majority, 32%, mentioned the federal government, followed by the international community at 24%. Although the majority of people think that greenhouse gas emissions from industry is the main cause of climate change, only 11% thought that industry or business should be mainly responsible for addressing climate change.